So when money is concentrated in so few hands, as it is right now, people like Elon Musk don't see the future so much as they create it. But he's not a visionary. He's just a wealthy bully. John D. Rockefeller wasn't a visionary. Bill Gates wasn't a visionary. They had enough money to create the future. They weren't seeing the future, they created it. The people fueling this AI bubble see no place for humans, let alone democracy or government as we know it. This is complete and utter contempt for humanity on a scale never before seen. The people financing Silicon Valley, Peter Thiel, Marc Andreessen Ben Horowitz, Alex Karp, Curtis Yarvin, and at one time, JD Vance, they don't believe in democracy because they don't believe in people. They see the world growing far too complicated for ordinary or even extraordinary individuals to have any say in where society should be heading. They are part of what they privately call the Dark Enlightenment. People like Peter Thiel, who now is moving where to Venezuela. First he was going to move to New Zealand. This turd, Marc Andreessen, his partner, Ben Horowitz, is the son of David Horowitz, who passed away, one of the most horrible conservatives in America. David Horowitz, his son, Ben Horowitz, runs Andreessen Horowitz. They're the big Silicon Valley angel investors. Andreessen invented Netscape. He invented one of the first internet browsers. And this turd, Curtis Yarvin, who is an investor, but also a philosopher, who is pushing fascism. There is now intellectual heft and books being written celebrating fascism, dictatorships. It's the Dark Enlightenment. This is where it's heading. They believe in some kind of totalitarian technocratic regime where you have at the top a dictator. Right below the dictator is an aristocracy of technocrats who serve as feudal lords ruling over a peasant population for which there is absolutely no need. That's Curtis Yarvin. You should read him. Read what Curtis Yarvin has to say. He's been invited to Harvard to debate about why we need to eliminate democracy. He's influenced JD Vance. So it's the Dark Enlightenment. Our founding fathers and the nation they created were products of the Enlightenment, right? That's a belief that government only gains legitimacy through the assent of the governed. So everything we have today, from Congress, the UN, the EU, it all flows from the age of Enlightenment, which emphasized a bottom-up style of self-rule. They didn't quite achieve it, but that's the dream and the hope and the promise. The Dark Enlightenment, however, these are the people who are pushing it. Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, Alex Karp, Ben Horowitz, Marc Andreessen. They want a reactionary return to what came before capitalism. They want to bring back a new type of feudalism, but with even more contempt for the serfs, because now they don't need the serfs. They got robots. These monsters don't believe all men are created equal. Not only that, but they are slowly and then quickly coming around to the belief that humanity has outlived its purpose and it's time for the singularity. Yes, the singularity, where our DNA becomes one with the machine. Do they really believe this? Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They are fatalists, convinced nothing can be done about climate change other than embracing our own extinction. So a new life form can emerge, one that combines artificial intelligence with the essence of what makes something human, our DNA. Their future is blobs of cytoplasmic thought disguised as philosopher kings waited upon by armies of subservient machines. No love, no children, no passion, just profits. And you cannot dissuade them of this eventuality. They believe it's all predestined. They believe evolution dictates that humanity must become the agent of its own extinction. They don't see a planet that can sustain carbon-based life forms as we know them. That is the Dark Enlightenment, the opposite of everything our founding fathers treasured. And you know who is one of the OGs, original gangsters of the Dark Enlightenment? Elon Musk's grandfather. He was a Canadian who moved to South Africa. Why? Because he read about apartheid. And he thought, that's where I want to live. And he moved his family to South Africa for the apartheid and wrote columns for Canadian newspapers singing the praises of apartheid. Earlier, during World War II, Elon Musk's same grandfather was forbidden from entering the United States because of his sympathies, let's say, with somebody in Germany trying to forge a master race. Elon Musk's grandfather was one of the first people to call for a world run by technocrats, where only the intelligent, he said, should be making all the decisions. Sadly, it's very sad, his grandfather, who envisioned a world run by technocrats, well, he died when the plane he was piloting got caught in some power lines. So much for the infallible technocrats.